guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be looking at two very important heroes. One is JD and one is Tamemo. And overall, Tamemo I don't have, but we want to talk about the full hearts. Now, the full hearts were delayed, which we're going to look at in just a minute, but they were delayed until October 9th. So going down here and looking at JD, JD, of course, is a Generation 1 hero, meaning that to build up the hero through Enlightenment, you have to have multiple copies of the same hero. And then, of course, we do have the Radiance that goes with the hero. Now, with the full hearts, it would give you the ability to have a 100% chance to Radiant both of those heroes, JD and Tamemo, at a 100% Radiance, meaning that you couldn't fail. So players like me that have been playing Gilded Guardians since the absolute beginning, when you start looking at some of the Founder Guardians, we have a very high success rate and a failure rate with all of these heroes. Even looking at building up some of these heroes as we currently see it, which unfortunately I don't have any hearts, but they are capped at, I believe it is 50% when you start getting to the higher Radiance level. But with those two new heroes and with the full heart system that they're releasing on October 9th, you would have the ability to guarantee 100% that the Radiance would work every single time, which again, a lot of players a little bit more upset with it. So introducing the full heart altar offerings. This is where those two heroes, a new way to power up your Guardians, and it is the two Guardians. Now, of course, this was out October 1st, and it also says that this has been delayed until October 9th. So today is already October 3rd. So in just a couple more days, this feature is going to be releasing for those two heroes. So it's very important that you know if you use them. We're thrilled to announce a powerful new addition to the Altar Sacrifice for full hearts. Whether you have been hesitant in investing in Guardian, Radiance, or Enlightenment due to the cost, random chances, full hearts will change the way you approach upgrades. Only on these two heroes. It's not going back to the Founder heroes that we've already put a crazy amount of money in. If you got, even Enlightenment 14, Radiant 7 right now, a lot of money to get all of those legendary cracked hearts, which essentially were the catalyst to not needing those Founder heroes or those Generation 1 heroes, really making it easier to get them as they were the original heroes, and the cost of them is significantly higher. So what are these full hearts? Full hearts are key to removing uncertainty and rate their guaranteed 100% success rate for Radiance during Enlightenment when all duplicates are replaced. So again, you're going to have the ability to guarantee the success of Radiance during Enlightenment. So where normally with the Founder heroes we see, I use legendary cracked hearts, then we have to put in all the Radiant souls to get up to that percentage. And of course, this is going to be and build it in its entirety to guarantee the Radiance. You're not going to be able to fail over the Guardians development without worrying about wasted resources or failed attempts, which is what all of the long-term players are dealing with right now. All of the wasted resources, all of the failed attempts with these heroes that we have from the Founders. Now, why you'll love full hearts, no more uncertainty. That's right, guarantee will advance 100% success. No second chances needed. Cost efficiency on full hearts may significantly reduce the cost of total of Guardian upgrades, because of course may significantly, and you'll notice that is bolded right there, because if you got lucky with the RNG factor, it could possibly even be cheaper to go ahead and just level up the hero the original way, but we're going to have to see what this looks like in breaking it down. This means you will spend less while achieving more powerful Guardians. Again, this is only those two Guardians, guys. Targeted boosts, unlike cracked hearts, which is what, of course, we have been buying like crazy, that apply to the Founder early adopters. Full hearts are tailored to specific Guardians using hearts on Forest of JD, Heart of the Fox, and so on. We don't know if this is going to include all of those heroes that were released, but overall, neither of those heroes doesn't seem like making a really big impact in the game. So how do we get full hearts? Full hearts can be created in an altar by combining specific Guardian types. Here are the offer alterings you can use. You can see right here, if you have a Radiant JD and a Generation 1 Radiant Epic Guardian, it is going to give you one JD full heart, 100% chance. That is going to guarantee you getting a 100% chance in there. Now, same thing right here when you look at Tamemo, one Radiant hero with the Generation 1 Radiant Epic Guardian is going to give you a 100% chance to build up the hero. But again, I would say neither of these heroes really a big game changer. I don't see them in a lot of formations as it sits right now. And the other big thing that I've noticed with this game that a lot of players have kind of been talking about is when it comes to players that are free to play, not having the ability to get those Radiant heroes, and overall not getting new heroes at a free to play capacity. Because when you look at JD, if you want a copy of JD, have to go ahead and build it. But looking even at Tamemo, have to go ahead and get hopefully those summoning stones and give you a very, very low probability. But even as a free-to-play player, it is near impossible as it sits today to get these heroes. And honestly, if you weren't free to play when we started, it has gotten to the point where even on my free to play account, where you're not going to make as much progression, and you cannot make as much progression because you don't have the heroes built up and you don't have the rest of the legendary heroes that this game's offered, because all of the founder heroes, of course, behind a massive paywall, and then the new free-to-play players are not really getting anything. So once crafted, you can use these full hearts during Enlightenment to substitute the usual duplicate Guardian requirements, although the requirements like faction scroll souls still apply, which again, I don't understand with the full heart, because if it's guaranteed to build it up, I'm not sure why the faction souls would be in there. Full hearts would be available October 2nd, which we know has been delayed to October 9th. Maximize your garden. So with the introduction of full hearts, you can now power up your Generation 1 Guardians with increased certainty and a significantly lower cost. This new approach makes it easier to build your roster of unstoppable Guardians, all without breaking the bank. Start crafting the full hearts today. So again, it's only rolling out to these two heroes as it sits today with the full hearts. Don't know what it's going to look like in the future, because if they're rolling this out, and again, rolling it out to those specific heroes, even looking down here again at JD, this is when it gets really, really interesting, because even here with the Generation 1 hero, and then you start looking at a little bit further and thinking of heroes that have an incredible amount of utility, you know, looking at Selv, looking at Phonica, looking at Tianlong, some of these Generation 1 heroes that have a massive, massive utility in this game, it would be an absolute game changer. Of course, the prices of these heroes, because right now they require additional copies of the heroes themselves. Even looking here at Selv, I have to have another copy of Selv, but if we're doing the Radiant Guardian way, if we're doing the heart with a hero like Selv, it is going to require me to use a copy of Selv, then that other Guardian, to get a 100% chance. But that also means that Radiance would be guaranteed. That's from my understanding, so I don't know if we'd have to use the souls in here, but you would still need a copy of that Radiant Guardian itself. So I don't know. The only thing it seems that it's doing is guaranteeing the Radiance level, which of course is massive, because when you start getting to the higher build heroes like right here, we know 14-7, even Enlightenment, once we do get a couple more copies of those legendary crack souls, is getting this hero to 15-8 is the highest I can take this hero. Short of that, I'm going to have to come in here and I'm going to have to use 7,000 Radiance, which of course I have a 4% chance of getting this hero up to a higher Radiance. But going through the natural Enlightenment and the Radiant process, as we see right now for Founder Guardians, it is going to require me 2 cracked hearts plus that other 10,000 Keeper Souls right here. Then it is going to require me some Radiant Souls to cap that out. Once it's capped out, it will take her to a maximum of 15-8, meaning if I want to go 15-9, if I want to go 15-10, I'm going to need a crazy amount of Radiant Souls to go ahead and build that out, because looking at the probabilities that we're seeing right now, it is very, very improbable. And even normally for players, they usually get to 6 or 7 attempts before they actually succeed in a Radiant. I know 1 or 2 guildies that got it at like a 6 or an 8% chance. But overall, when you start looking at the probability, 6 to 7 is probably logical with the attempts to actually get this done. So guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the hearts. Are they really a good idea? I know there's been a ton of player feedback about them, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.